Surah 52, At-Tur, by the one who is denoted by the name Allah, who created my being with his names in accord with the meaning of the letter B, the Rahman the Rahim, by the Mount Sinai, on which Moses encountered the reality and the inscribed knowledge, encompassing every detail, in a parchment unrolled, manifested in the perceivable dimension of acts, and the prosperous house, the dimension of names comprised of the knowledge pertaining to the absolute essence, the reality of Muhammad, the perfectly constructed house, the human consciousness experiencing the quality of vibrancy generating from the names of Allah, and the raised ceiling, the knowledge that surpasses the dimension of acts, and the overflowing ocean, waves of knowledge. Indeed, the punishment of your Rabb will occur. Well, there's also sea level rise and tidal waves and stuff like that. With verse 6, there is no power to repel it. At that time, the heaven consciousness will be bewildered. Something nuclear or volcanic, or maybe, some supernova event or something. And the mountains, egos will depart. Your Rabb is the Bhakti. Woe to those who deny that time. Those deniers who now amuse themselves with worldly, imaginary indulgences. Well, even if it's physical, that comment about imaginary, it's because they imagine that to be the importance. And they probably attribute things to it that aren't quite it. They will be relentlessly dragged into the hellfire at that time, and it will be said, "This is the fire you denied. So is this magic then, or do you not see? Dwell in the fire. Be patient or impatient, it makes no difference for you. You are living the consequences of your deeds. Indeed, the protected ones are in paradises, and among blessings, they rejoice with what their Rabb manifests through them. Their Rabb, the names comprising their being, has protected them from the suffering of hell. Eat and drink the results of your deeds with pleasure. Resting on couches, arranged in rows, we partnered them, the conscious humans, manifesting the forces of the names, with Haris, bodies with superior and clear vision, heart. All expressions in the Quran of female Haris are symbolic. Yeah, Hawr is not the same. I don't think the plural is with an S, because that makes it sound like you're saying Horus. It actually does relate to the ancient Egyptian term Hawr, which we artificially give the S with the facing and stuff, but allegoric expressions, like other metaphors pertaining to the life of paradise, the statement Mat alul Jannat Tilati, contained in various verses, which means the example, metaphor of paradise, Surah 13, 835, are the allegoric description, metaphoric representation of paradise. Surah 47, 815, are indications of this truth. Note that there is also a hadith which states, Allah says, I prepared for my righteous servants things which no eye has ever seen, and no ear has ever heard, and no human heart mind has ever perceived. Bukhari, Muslim, and Tirmidhi are narrators of that. Those who believe and whose descendants followed in faith, we shall unite them with their descendants and ascendants, and we did not detract anything from what they earned. Every person is bound by the consequences of his own deeds. We provided them abundantly with fruits of gnosis and meat, bodily qualities, with which to manifest these qualities as they desire. They will share cups of drinks therein, which does not cause intoxication. Youthful servants, energetic forces, will circulate around them, like they are hidden pearls. and they will turn to each other and discuss the previous states. They will say, indeed, previously, we were the terrified ones among our people. So Allah conferred favor upon us and protected us from the suffering of the hellfire, the state of burning, samum, and infusing microwave radiation. Indeed, we used to turn to Him before this. Indeed, He is the Bar, the Rahim, the source of goodness, the merciful. So remind, by the favor of your Rabb, you have not been disclosed as a soothsayer or one that is possessed, or do they say he is a poet? Let us wait and see how his end will be. Say, then wait indeed. I too am of those who are waiting. Now people are just philosophers or poets. You expect them to change their minds or contradict themselves at points. Not so with the revelation and inspiration. Is it their minds that suggest this to them? Or are they an insolent people? Or do they say, he has made it up? No, they do not believe. If they are true to their word, let them bring a word like it. Or were they created without a cause? Or are they the creators? Or did they create the heavens and the earth? No, they are not certain. Or are the treasures of your Rabb with them? Or are they the rulers over all things? Or do they have a staircase upon which they climb and listen to the divine mysteries? If that is the case, then let them bring a clear and undeniable proof. Or are the daughters his and the sons yours? Or do you ask of them a payment by which they are heavily indebted? Or do they have knowledge of the unknown? Is it them who determines what is to transpire? Or do they intend to plan a trap? Yet they who deny the knowledge of the reality are the very ones who are entrapped. Or do they have gods besides Allah? Allah is Subhan, glorified beyond from what they associate with Him. If they see an object falling from the sky, they will say, it is but layers of clouds. Leave them until they meet the day, death, in which they will be struck by horror. That day neither their traps will repel anything from them, nor will there be anyone to help them. Indeed, for the wrongdoers, there is a suffering before that too, but the majority of them do not know. Be patient for the command of your Rabb. Indeed, you are under our supervision, and glorify, tasbih, your Rabb as his hamd when you get up during the night, and glorify, tasbih, your Rabb as his hamd in a part of the night, and after the setting of the stars. And chapters tend to be paired, right? And the next chapter is called the Star. Bhakti, as in beyond conception, everlasting.